Hey there, Bears family. I'm Dustin Davis. Let's jump right into today's update. Chicago's front office faces a moment of truth. The Bears have clawed their way to a 3-5 record, but those narrow wins reveal as much about their weaknesses as their resilience. With the trade deadline looming and national scrutiny intensifying around the team's young quarterback, the organization must decide whether to stand pat or aggressively address the roster gaps that threaten to derail a promising season. The tension extends beyond the field. When respected voices in the broadcast booth turn their criticism toward a developing signal caller, the Bears' leadership must weigh silence against advocacy. That dynamic plays out in real time as the coaching staff navigates both personnel decisions and the court of public opinion. The coming weeks will test whether Chicago's leadership can transform opportunity into sustainable success. Every decision, from defending their quarterback to pursuing veteran reinforcements, carries consequences that will shape not just this season, but the franchise's trajectory for years to come. Let's check out all the details. First, friends, can I ask for a small favor? If you're liking what we do, click the like button to show your support. It truly means a lot. Thanks again. Chicago's head coach made his position clear following Monday's narrow 25-24 victory over Washington. Ben Johnson used his Tuesday radio appearance to address broadcast commentary that fans and analysts viewed as disproportionately harsh toward the Bears' rookie signal caller. The remarks targeted criticism many felt crossed from analysis into unfair characterization. Johnson's response on ESPN 1000 came after his children watched a replay of the second half before school, giving him a fresh perspective on how the national telecast framed Chicago's performance. It sounded like from that game the other night, a few people weren't particularly pleased with how we're winning right now, the Bears coach stated during his radio spot. His tone remained measured, but the message carried unmistakable intent. I woke up this morning and my kids were watching the second half before school, so I heard some of the commentary. The head coach's final comment left minimal ambiguity about whom he addressed. Social media amplified one particular sequence where ESPN's Troy Aikman appeared to attribute receiver Olamide Zaccheaus' clear drop to Caleb Williams' accuracy, an assessment viewers found questionable at best. The organization refuses to apologize for stringing together victories, regardless of margin. Williams posted 17 completions on 29 attempts for 252 yards and a touchdown Monday evening. His performance mirrored Washington quarterback Jaden Daniels' output under comparable circumstances, yet Chicago emerged victorious. Aikman's reputation as an astute football analyst remains intact, and his candid valuations often benefit the sports discourse. However, Bear supporters and their head coach perceive this particular broadcast as exceeding the boundaries of constructive analysis. The moment underscores how quickly national narratives can influence public perception of a developing roster, particularly when a franchise secures wins by the slimmest margins. Meanwhile, the front office is exploring reinforcements that could address the team's most glaring weakness on defense. If the Bears intend to compete with the NFC's elite, meaningful upgrades become essential rather than optional. Bradley Locker of Bleacher Report compiled 20 potential trade candidates before the NFL's November 4th deadline. Among those names, Arizona Cardinals defensive lineman Calais Campbell emerged as both available and ideally suited to Chicago's needs. Locker specifically identified the Bears as a sensible destination for the veteran. Even at 39, Campbell has still been an above-average player for the Cardinals this season. He's on track for a 15th straight year with a 70.0 overall PFF grade and has been a well-rounded addition for Arizona's new-look defense. Campbell has generated 11 pressures while also producing a 70.0 PFF run defense grade. Locker continued, the Cardinals' promising start has taken a wayward turn for the worse, one that doesn't seem especially salvageable. With Campbell at his age and on a one-year deal, shipping him away, particularly to pave the way for playing time for younger players, could be logical. The Bears allow 156.4 rushing yards per contest through 6 weeks, ranking second worst in the league. Only Miami's 1-5 Dolphins have surrendered more ground yardage. Campbell would provide immediate reinforcement at the point of attack while simultaneously collapsing interior pockets, dual contributions that address Chicago's most pressing defensive weaknesses. The pass rush has generated merely 8 sacks across 5 games, tying the Bears for one of the NFL's lowest totals. The 7-time Pro Bowler and 3-time All-Pro continues producing meaningful statistics in his 18th professional season. Through 6 games this year, Campbell has registered 9 quarterback hits, 4 tackles for loss, and 3 sacks. His $5.5 million 2025 salary represents modest compensation relative to his on-field contribution. Any acquisition would likely cover only the current campaign, limiting Chicago's long-term financial commitment. Should the partnership prove successful, the franchise could explore brief year-by-year extensions as Campbell approaches 40. Campbell's agent contract status suggests a late day 3 pick would complete a deal, a manageable price if Chicago genuinely pursues a playoff berth and Campbell maintains his current performance level. In another development, a struggling franchise's internal collapse may have just opened an unexpected opportunity for Chicago. Miami's collapse to 1-5 extends consequences beyond their own locker room. For franchises seeking mid-season enhancements, organizational turmoil often produces unexpected opportunities. Chicago still possesses roster gaps requiring attention, and the Dolphins' destabilized situation could yield practical trade targets before the deadline. If Ryan Poles aims to elevate the Bears from competitive to genuinely threatening, he should monitor South Beach developments closely. Fractured clubhouses frequently compel teams to divest veteran assets. Miami's record appears distant from Chicago's immediate concerns, but their unraveling actually generates actionable possibilities for the Bears. Despite their poor standing, the Dolphins retain premium talent capable of immediately upgrading a Chicago roster that lacks consistent impact playmaking. I think it starts with the leadership in helping articulate that for the guys, and then what we're expecting out of the guys. Tagovailoa stated, according to Cameron Wolfe of NFL Network, "We have guys showing up to players-only meetings late, guys not showing up to players-only meetings. There's a lot that goes into that. Do we have to make this mandatory? Do we not have to make this mandatory? It's a lot of things of that nature that we've got to get cleaned up, and it starts with little things like that." That context makes Chicago's pursuit of explosive contributors like running back Devon Achane particularly sensible. Miami's primary offensive catalyst has flourished this season despite team-wide struggles. Through 6 weeks, Achane has posted 76 rushes for 390 yards and 3 rushing touchdowns, a productive 5.1 yard per average, while adding 29 receptions from 38 targets for 195 receiving yards and 3 more scores. His combination of burst and pass-catching versatility would immediately enhance a Bears rushing attack starved for reliable production. Miami might also entertain offers for veteran edge defenders like Jalen Phillips or Bradley Chubb. Chicago has accumulated just 5 sacks through 4 games, and acquiring a proven perimeter or interior penetrator would address an obvious shortcoming. Even if Miami's defensive scheme has constrained these players recently, fresh environments routinely unlock superior performance. The fundamental truth is, if Ryan Poles intends to upgrade this roster before the deadline, the Bears must act decisively. Miami's deterioration has opened a market window, and Chicago should prepare to execute while those assets remain accessible. At the same time, the Bears are reportedly eyeing a cost-effective solution to their inconsistent ground game heading into the deadline. Chicago's rushing attack has produced uneven results, and the bye week presents an ideal window for the front office to assess affordable reinforcements. A midseason addition offering dependable contact yards and receiving ability would reduce DeAndre Swift's burden while expanding offensive coordinator flexibility. Bleacher Report identified budget-conscious trade candidates. Among them, Rico Dowdle emerges as a realistic, low-risk option delivering proven output at a reasonable cost. 4 weeks into the 2025 campaign, Chicago averages merely 102.3 rushing yards per game, positioning them 24th league-wide entering Week 5. With DeAndre Swift and rookie 7th-rounder Kyle Monangai shouldering the workload, the unit manages just 3.8 yards per rush. The ground game's dismal 69-yard, 2.7 yards per carry performance in Week 4's victory over Las Vegas Raiders underscores the need for reinforcements, and the bye week provides the front office time to explore available options. Christopher Knox of Bleacher Report proposed a conditional 2026 7th-round pick as appropriate compensation for Carolina's Rico Dowdle, a considerably more affordable alternative than pursuing a premium name like Alvin Kamara. Knox listed the Bears as a logical destination, contending that Dowdle's profile matches a club seeking reliable, physical contributions without major investment. Teams looking for a running back but are not interested in paying for a big name like Kamara should inquire about Carolina Panthers running back Rico Dowdle, Knox wrote on October 1st. The former Dallas starter signed a one-year agreement with Carolina this offseason and has seen limited deployment, 5 receptions and 28 carries for 103 yards and a touchdown through early action. Undrafted from South Carolina in 2020, Dowdle secured a Cowboys roster spot through special teams contributions and progressively expanded his offensive role. Injuries limited his availability in 2021 and 2022, but he established a meaningful presence in 2023 with 89 rushes for 361 yards and 2 scores. He joined Carolina in March on a one-year contract worth up to $6.25 million, and through Week 4 has recorded 28 carries for 83 yards and a touchdown as the Panthers' secondary option behind Chuba Hubbard. Standing 5'11" and weighing 215 pounds, Dowdle combines size with contact balance. Next Gen Stats credited him with 3.5 yards after contact per attempt last season, 5th among qualifying backs. Now 27, he presents as a pro-ready runner Carolina could move if they prefer evaluating younger personnel. Knox characterized Dowdle as, at worst, a high-end backup who brings depth and complementary capability. For a Bears offense requiring reliable yards after contact and a pass-catching partner for Swift, Dowdle fits. He's a downhill runner who doesn't require feature-back volume to contribute value. Instead, he would supply consistent physical carries that help preserve Swift's effectiveness. His one-year contract appeals to Chicago. A midseason rental restricts long-term financial exposure, and the team can reassess in the offseason. If the price truly amounts to a conditional late-round pick, the move would be low risk with upside. More reliable carries, additional pass game versatility, and an opportunity to reduce Swift's workload. The Bears don't require a backfield superstar. They need reliable, physical runners who can sustain possessions. Rico Dowdle could provide that immediately and give Chicago a stronger foundation for the stretch run. What do you think about adding Rico Dowdle to the backfield? Is he the reliable physical runner the Bears need to complement DeAndre Swift, or should they aim higher with their trade assets? Would you be happy with a conditional 7th-round pick for Dowdle, or does Chicago need to swing for a bigger name? Share your opinion in the comments. Should Ryan Poles make this move or keep looking? Give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Join the community for exclusive daily content. We're here to keep you updated with everything going on in Chicago. See you next thing.